Some women don't demand to be seen, they simply become the mirror. And when he dares to look into her, he doesn't see her, he sees himself, and everything he has spent a lifetime running from. There is a kind of woman the world misunderstands. Not loud, not cruel, not desperate for light. She doesn't chase, she doesn't explain, but her silence holds weight like dusk before. She is not what he expected. She doesn't fold under his charm. She doesn't cling when he pulls away. Instead, she watches, quiet, calm, unshaken, as the mask he's worn begins to melt under the heat of his own projections. Because he thought he wanted her, but what he truly desired was relief from himself. And that's the difference. He projected his light onto her, then his fear, then his guilt. She became a screen, a stage, a confession booth. But she didn't flinch. She held it, every wound, every shadow, every buried boy inside the man. Not to fix him, not to mother him, but to reveal him to himself. In Jungian language, she became his Anima, the internal feminine he repressed, the softness he feared, the surrender he never allowed himself to feel. And when she didn't respond the way he was conditioned to expect, when she didn't soothe his ego, didn't chase validation, didn't drown herself in his silence, his system began to revolt, because in her stillness, he could hear the echo of his own emptiness. In her restraint, he felt the abandonment he never resolved. In her poise, he tasted the worthiness he never believed he deserved. So he withdrew, blamed her for being too cold, too distant, too unknowable. But he wasn't angry at her. He was enraged by the mirror, because it refused to lie. It didn't flatter him. It didn't chase him. It simply reflected what he refused to acknowledge. That his love was conditional. That his desire was a distraction. That he feared intimacy more than loneliness. And that his attraction was never about her. It was about the ache to feel whole again. She did not beg to stay. She did not force him to see. Because the woman who's done her shadow work, who's buried her past and bled in silence, no longer needs to prove her softness. She becomes the embodied boundary, soft eyes, unshakable core. She loves without losing herself. She watches without absorbing the chaos. She listens, but she does not lower. And it is that moment, when he watches her walk away, not in anger, but in calm self-recognition, that something ruptures within him. Because now, he's alone, not with her absence, but with himself, with his addictions, his patterns, his unfinished wounds that she never tried to heal. She only mirrored them, and that is far more terrifying than being left. She never said a word. She never fought to be chosen. Because the truth is, she was never trying to win him. She was trying to remember herself, to reclaim the part she once gave away, in pursuit of love that always asked her to shrink. But now, she expands in silence. He collapses into it. The Stoics once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." But for the man who refused to face his shadow, the mirror was reality. And when the woman no longer reflects what he wants to see, only what is, he has two choices: run again, or finally awaken. And so she leaves, not in bitterness, not in defeat, but in sacred detachment. Because the mirror was never meant to stay. It was meant to awaken, to shatter illusions, to offer a final glimpse of what could have been, had he been brave enough to see. The woman who walks away in silence isn't weak, she simply sees more.